Peace and blessings to the chosen.
As I look back over my life and I think of decisions I made, decisions that I made, this decision that I made was to keep His commandment, follow His ways, and I give Him praise. But it's new mindset, I got a spiritual high, I pray you get contained. Heard him knocking, I ran to the door. He said, "Find a woman to be with fire in my soul." Some things I used to do, some things I used to go, and no longer have a taste for those desires, no. And He couldn't come at a better time, gave me a new look on life. All praises to the Most High. He done changed my life. He done changed my mind. He done changed my mind. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. I look back over my life and I think of decisions I made. The decision that I made was to keep His commandment, follow His ways, and I give Him praise. I saved me from myself. I was headed down the wrong, going straight to hell. And I am not ashamed to say that who I was in the past does not reflect who I am today. See, I was the cause of a lot of pain. I was the reason for a lot of pain. Cause I didn't get paid to when the work came. But then it broke me down and built me up and moved me over. Poured the spirit from me, now I'm focused. On tipping toeing on the streets of gold, that's how I'm rocking. Correcting my wrongs, writing my deeds while I keep your head bobbing. Putting it is not an option. Enduring cause there ain't no stopping. The most I is my topic. God is in this, is how He got me, yeah. And I'm hoping that you're holding on those things I speak. Those things I speak is written for the lost sheep. I give Him praise and it amazes me how He touched my soul. Praying that He keeps me close on His light and never let go. Because He changed my mind. He changed my mind. He changed my mind. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. Making decisions that I made.
Peace and blessings to the chosen.
Think of decisions I made. This decision that I made was to keep His commandment, follow His ways, and I give Him praise.
Okay, family, all praise to the Most High for another Sabbath, another Shabbat, a day of rest, to refresh spiritually, to refresh mentally, even physically. The Most High been beyond grand tools, He's been beyond merciful tools, as we commuted throughout the city, throughout the neighborhoods, time and time again throughout the week. We didn't have a wreck. We didn't have a blowout with the tire. The motor didn't lock up. We didn't get pulled over by the police. All those things count as blessings. All those things fall under the banner of mercy from the Father. All praise to the Most High, the Creator of the heavens, the earth, the seas, everything that's in them. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name He changed to Israel. I pray that y'all's week have been productive. Those who are going through something, like I know a few people, even my own family. We lost Granny this. We lost Granny this week. Those prayers for those who do know, is definitely appreciated. We also praying for every other family who's dealing with anything else. Today, family. And before I get to that, the song that was played is by Lanoya. You can go to her channel on YouTube, Lanoya Cream of the Crop. That song is not released yet. But like, subscribe, comment, share on her page as well. That album is coming out with the old, in with the new. And beyond that, salute to all the saints who tuning in. Yanika, First Year, like Sweetness, Endure, Villapa, Bama, everybody else who haven't commented but you looking. Peace and bless to y'all. Peace and blessings to everyone who blesses me. Everybody who bless me, may you be blessed, and everybody who curse me, may you be cursed. I know the devils be watching. They tune in more faithfully than those who actually come in to get some edification, and it's all good. But today, saints, the message that was on my spirit to share was who sent you. Uh, say it again. Okay. Let me know if y'all got if the audio coming through good and the visual. I got it set up through the StreamYard this time instead of how I've been doing it. If the audio is coming in good, give me a con. The water for those condolences. Granny lived till she was 86. You know what I mean? So the Most High blessed her beyond their 70-year promise. And actually she was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of dampened it for some of the family members, knowing that, you know, she didn't leave here against her will. If it is buffering, if the visual is buffering, I apologize. But let us be more so focused on the word though. Brother Stacey Anderson, Shalom. Peace and blessing to you. Let's see though. This buffering thing. Let me take this off. Let me do something right quick. Like the saints. All right. Preferably that makes it a little more better. But like I was saying though, found the word that was on my spirit for this Shabbat, this Sabbath, was really just to speak on who sent you. You know, there's a question that we have to ask. You know what I mean? When we deal with and we fellowship with all type of people, not just in the fold of the truth, but you know, day-to-day life, you know what I mean? And that thing can change of who sent this person, even throughout the day. The Most High could have sent this person initially, but then within the time period, as the book tells us, try the spirit, by the spirit, and see if it be of the Most High. Brothers and sisters, that's not something for us to do just one time. You know what I mean? Just to say, you know, you met somebody and they in the fold, they in the truth, they understand, they woke. That doesn't mean that you just bond with this person, link in, and just give your all to them based off that. When he say try the spirit by the spirit, that's something that's done unto the death. Every day, people growing. You know what I mean? And we learning new things about ourselves and even other people. So we got to be mindful of it. But the thing is, who sent you? Did the Most High send you, or did Satan send you? In other cases, a lot of people, you know, you got people out here who teaching. They talking about the scriptures. They coming on broadcasting to teach messages, but the Most High didn't ordain these folks. These people be self-proclaimed. And there is a big difference. A lot of people, they just going to make music. A lot of people just, you know, they going to do this. They putting clothes together. They doing this, that, and the third. But the Most High didn't command or order them to do that. All right, they doing it off their own volition. That can be a problem, which in many cases you see a lot of these people be unlearned. It don't be no anointing behind the messages or the music or whatever it is. It ain't souls being really touched behind it because the Most High, his hand is not in it. All right, so these are things to consider when somebody come around. You got to wonder, like, man, is this the Father's son? Is this his servant, or is this his daughter, or is this a servant and an agent of the enemy? Because we in a time right now, brothers and sisters, we got to be cognizant. We got to be aware of who we dealing with. We got to be aware of who we allowing around us. We got to be aware of the places that we're going. We got to be aware of the places that people are coming from, because it's pollution going on in the spirit. Subconsciously, the things that we expose ourselves to, that we allow in the proximity of our souls in our lives, those things come back to affect us. Sometimes people laying down having nightmares and don't know why. Well, it's because this person who you allowed to come around you, and you didn't even ask or bother to consider, is this person a son of the light? Is this a daughter of the light? You know, you got people that talking all this good stuff. It sound good. It feel good sometimes. But that don't mean that it's from the Most High, brothers and sisters. A lot of times, because we're not asking who sent you, we end up in these situations where we hurt. We feel like we've been betrayed. We feel like we've been cut. We feel like somebody done us something wrong. All right, but we can save ourselves from that by asking that question and paying attention. Who sent you? And it don't even have to just be in your mind. Ask a person. I didn't ask people, like, who sent you? And you will be shocked, because I didn't hear somebody say Satan out their own mouth. Red flag. Okay, Satan sent you. Okay, let me cut you off. Let me go the other way. But in other cases, some would say the Most High sent them. And being cognizant, we want to be all the way thorough about it. Like I said prior to, even none of us are immune from being used by Satan, brothers and sisters. Those who faking with the walk, you can log out right now after this statement. None of us are immune from being used by the adversary. And I'm going to go through the message. But nonetheless, saying that we got to be aware, if is the Most High sending us to these places and to these people to do this and that. We got to be checking with the Father. We got to be guided by the Holy Spirit into these things. All right, Shalom, Lanoya, cream of the crop, Shalom, Saint, Candy Dimate. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Forgive me if I did. If I didn't, I praise Elohim every day. Shabbat Shalom. We're gonna get the questions in the comments after the message. And I wanted to show something before we jump into the message, though. Always being mindful of what the scripture, brother Hezekiah, man, Shalom, Saint. Sirach 5:15 tells us, brothers and sisters, be not ignorant in any matter, small or great. So we got to be aware of what's going on in the world. I don't know if y'all know about this right here, what I'm about to show, but I had to share it just in case, you know. So let me share my screen. Let's see, Chrome tab.
All right, we are at McDonald's in the Big Fashion Mall. And here's what happens. When you want to place your order on this screen over here, the way it works is like this. You click English, and now it says, in order to proceed with the order, you must confirm that you have a valid green certificate. It's of your own. So let's say you don't have one. You click Don't Have. Look at that. Blanks at the screen. So basically, if you don't have a green pass, they will not give you food at McDonald's in Beit Shemesh. Sounds like Nazi Germany. That's where we're at. Welcome to Israel, 2022.
2022. The green pass is needed. The green pass is needed, brothers and
Small
sisters.
business owners, use Melio to send and receive ACH payments completely free.
The green pass is needed to make a purchase at McDonald's in Israel. That's what's going on. Now we know it's a segue for what the book tells us, whether you believe it or not. One thing that I always try to make mention of is that every message is not for everybody. It's not my job to appease any of you, though it's much love to all of you. It's not my job to appease you and say or come with a message that you think would feel good to prophesy smooth things. That's not my job. So saying that to say, this is a segue to the mark of the beast. Definitely. Some don't believe for the mark of the beast to be anything along these lines. So be it. You believe how you believe. Take it to the throne. But in this case, a green certificate or some type of form verifying that this person has been vaccinated is needed for them to make a purchase for food. And the book tells us that without the mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy or sell. Buy or sell what? Food, everything for your day-to-day necessities, what you need to survive and live. Being aware of it, brothers and sisters. I'm looking at the comments. Shabbat Shalom. All that you was talking about, knowing who was around Proverbs 4. Indeed, Proverbs 4. Just immediate. Shalom to you. All right, but proceeding with the message, though, let's open up. We're going to start here. Profound in Judges. Let's go to Judges 16, brothers and sisters. Judges chapter 16. If you've been reading, continue to read. If you already read it, go back and read it again because the word is living. As you increase in understanding and obedience to the Most High, when you go back, he reveals something else to you that you probably missed before you leveled up in the spirit. All right, we're going to go with Judges 16. But who sent you? This is the driving point. Who sent you? Who sent me? Got to ask yourself that too. Judges 16 verse 4 says, and it came to pass afterward that he loved the woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. We're talking about Samson, a Benjamite. Verse 5 says, and the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. All right, so the lords of the Philistines, these rulers of these Philistines, these Hamites, they came up to Delilah, who it said that Samson, he fell in love with this woman. Understand that too. You know what I mean? Even within love, you got to be asking who sent you. You might love this person, but just because you love them don't mean they righteous. Just because you love them don't mean that they are a seed of light. It don't mean that they rocking with the Most High. All right, love can get you killed. Love can make you killed. There's another story within itself, another message. All right, but it says they came up to her, Delilah, told her, entice Samson and find out his weakness so that we can hurt him. Verse 6, look at how it goes. And Delilah said to Samson, showing you, she agreed to that. She with that. She like that money, 1,100 pieces of silver. I'm good with that. And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. So she going with the plan. Now we got to understand, brothers and sisters. I know many of us, we want to be married. You want a real. You want a head to guide you. But when that person comes around, or this potential person you're thinking about, you got to understand, is this person sent from the Most High? Are you operating with this person solely based off your flesh? Because if what can potentially happen, it can be a setup to hurt you. They can be sent by the adversary, man. Verse 7 says, and Samson said unto her, if they bind me with 7 green whips that will never dry, then shall I be weak and be as another man. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green whips, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. She bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. Now, listen, we analyzing this thing. He loved this woman. This woman agreed to find out his weakness so that he'll be afflicted. She bound him And she got men in the chamber. She got people in the house with them, ready to do this man who loved her harm. Who sent this woman? Maybe Samson wasn't asking a question, brothers and sisters, because the love had him blind. All right. Verse 9. Again says, now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the whips as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. So he curved her. He didn't tell her. He didn't reveal it to her. And Delilah said unto Samson, behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound. Now understand this. The book tells us about being discreet and using discretion. All right, the book also tells us a fool uttereth all his mind. So it's certain things that even though we got this type of relationship and bond, I still got to preserve certain things of me from you, because I don't know what your intentions is with if I do give you that information. So we got to be careful of that. That goes further. It said that she said he mocked her. He mocked her and told her lies. Verse 11. And he said unto her, if they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liers in wait, abiding in the chamber. And he brake them from off his arms like a thread. All right, so in considering this, brothers and sisters, as we take inventory over different situations in our lives, it's been people that come around us. I did a message a couple years ago called Motives Matter. I wasn't streaming over YouTube then. Motives matter. So these things, the intent of the mind, the intent of people when they come around, we got to wonder, what is it? What is it? Because some people come around already with an evil suspicion. Some people got an ulterior motive just to come around you, to use you. Having a conversation before in regards to that, it's a vast amount of people that would say people change when they don't have anything. You know, they'll change on you when you ain't got nothing. But we got to use the full spectrum to understand with wisdom, brothers and sisters, not only on that end. People change when they got everything, when they no longer need you, when they feel like, okay, some of these people come crouching, bowing down, humble, very meek when they need something, when they hungry, when they need a few dollars, when they need somewhere to rest their head, when they feeling lonely and they need a friend to talk to or somebody to vent to. But when they straight, when they got the money, when they got a vehicle, when they got the house, when they got whatever, when they are sufficient in the material that they need to operate in this life, they'll carry you away. Got to be careful. All right, so continuing on verse 13, it says, and Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the well. 7 locks, understanding, brothers and sisters, if you don't know, this book, the Bible, is referring to Negroid people, the Israelites, Negroid people. When you think about locks, you don't think of any other race or ethnicity besides us, whether it be Jamaican or Haitian, or what you call African American. This is our history book. All right, but proceeding forth, it says, and she fastened it with the pen and said unto him. So he telling her these things, brothers, and pay attention. He telling her these things, even though it's lied, but she trying to get him. Why isn't it that Samson ain't realizing, like, I just told this woman, if I be bound with 7 whips or some whips, I can be taken out. Or if I be bound with ropes, I can be taken out. He waking up and, you know what I mean, ready to fight. He's supposed to be, hold up, man, where do these ropes come from? Where do these whips come from? Why is my 7 locks woven? But the love, though. All love ain't good love. Understand it. All right, so he said, the point I was driving from that was that he's not asking who sent you. He still ain't hit him yet. All right. It says, and she fastened it with the pin and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awaked out of his sleep and went away with the pin of the beam and with the well. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee? Use your words against you. Yeah, use your words against you, brothers and sisters. That's how a demon move. That's how a devil move. You talking about you love me, though. But what does it matter if you trying to kill me? Okay. 15 again. She said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words. Now, this is the part when I'm rereading this and studying it, bro, I had to really stop. Said daily, this woman coming to this man daily trying to figure out how to cut him off. It didn't stop when she said, man, you've been lying to me. She didn't stop. Day in and day out, she steady trying to figure out the weakness. Why? Because she loved that money. She don't care nothing about him. She want that bread. She want that silver. All right. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. Vexed this man, that he told her all his heart. Oh, Lord have mercy. It said that he told her all his heart and said unto her, there have not come a raise upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto the Most High from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. So she done pressed him day in and day out, steady going to him. Hey, how can I find this out? She got on his nerves. He finally told her. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she realized, oh, this the real deal. She sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. They came with it in their hand. We got you. You took care of us. We finna take care of you. And she made him sleep upon her knees. Now listen to this part. Watch this. And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him. She began to afflict him. Understand that, brothers and sisters. Talking about you love this person. The book say, try the spirit by the spirit. We can't just build and bond off of what we agree on. I need to disagree with you on some stuff. I need to know how you respond when we bump heads. Can we patch it up? Will we fall out? I need to have a heated argument with you. Because if you sent from the Most High, you my brother, you my sister, we should be able to patch it up. But we know that the book tells us in other cases, there's certain things that you can't patch. Ain't no patching. Candy Demon says Samson ignored every red flag, much like some do in present day. Indeed, this is true. The Most High, he will give us these red flags. But you in a euphoric state, you feeling good as a new person, they funny or whatever, or you hurt and you hurt from this situation. You really shouldn't be dealing with nobody. It don't just go for companionship, to my friendship as well. You hurt already, but you trying to assuage the pain by convincing yourself that this person is all right. A pastime in a certain way. All right, but from here forward, we end up finding out, brothers and sisters. Well, let me go here. I'm gonna continue. So, like, says to verse 19 of B part, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. Verse 20, and she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself. And he wished not that the Most High was departed from him. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes and brought him down to Gaza and bound him with fetters of brass. And he did grind in the prison house. Howbeit the hair of his head began to grow again after he was shaven. So him not asking the question of who sent you led to him getting his eyes stabbed out, brothers and sisters. Him not asking who sent you caused the Most High to depart from him. He didn't even know that the Most High had left him. Because the Most High giving you the sign, don't do this. Look, pay attention. Pay attention. But people go through the same cycle over and over and over for not asking that question. Who sent you? What is this from? Critical thinking. We got to be thinking critically, spiritually as well, brothers and sisters. Let's proceed. Let's go to Jonah. Let's go to Jonah, man. Who sent you? Yeah, you I see you got, the fringes on. Yeah, oh yeah, you read the book of Joshua. Okay, cool. You got the park. Okay, right. You celebrate the Sabbath. Okay, cool. But who sent you though? All of that is fine and dandy. But who sent you? Because the book let me know it's been devils. Says spies came in. We're gonna get it. They fade. Peace and blessing to everybody who tuning in. Evangelist James and Luis Iaz. Indeed, shalom. Everybody who tune, smash the like button. What that does, it drives the algorithm so people can see it. This particular message could be what somebody else needs. And for a while, I was saying, I don't really care about the numbers, and I still don't, but I understand the numbers now. It's just like when you're on social media and you see, this particular video and it got 1 million views. And many people head, they say, man, okay, it's 1 million views and how many 10,000 shares. Now, let me see what this is about. The numbers came into play. All right, so smash the like button, comment, subscribe, share. If you're not getting a notification, you got to hit that little bell, brothers and sisters. So that when anytime I'm live or I upload something, you'll get the notification. Dano Hustle, my Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Jeremiah Carrington, Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High. All right, but we in Jonah, brothers and sisters. Jonah chapter 1, which is the first book that I can recall reading in my life from the scriptures. That was after the Most High told me to preach. Well, I heard the voice tell me to preach at 7 years old. All right, Jonah chapter 1, verse 1 says, now the word of the Most High came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, I'm going to read that part again. Now the word of the Most High came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. All right, so in this case, we've seen an example of when the Most High is sending somebody. He sent his word first and told you what to do. And now he's telling you, go here. All right. Verse 3 says, but Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Most High and went down to Joppa. And he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Most High. And in different cases, when the Most High trying to send us somewhere, he done already gave you the mission. He done already gave you the instruction. It's really laid out for you. But your own mindset, whatever you thinking in your head, whether it be fear or whether it be pride, whether it's just, you ain't went to fast to verify to say, well, Father, is this word really from you? Because there's a part of this message too. Who sent that word that you talking about you got for me? Who sent that vision that you talking about you had, that dream? Who told you to travel and go over there? Who sent you there? Was it at the beckoning of the Most High, or was that you? Was it the adversary? But in these cases, the Most High ready to send us somewhere, and we go the opposite way. end up getting punished, end up putting ourselves through different situations that we don't even have to go through. All right. But this was an example. I'm not going to go too far into Jonah, but just showing the Most High sent that word and told him where to go. Let's go to Jeremiah 23. But this is what's going on here, though. Jeremiah 23. Jeremiah is after Isaiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, brothers and sisters. Who sent you? Who sent you to tune in right now? Man, you tuning in for something real? You know, is it sincere? You coming to peek and look to go run and say? Jeremiah 23, we're going to start with verse 19. I pray y'all writing these verses down. You know, anytime we come on and we talking, don't just stop and take my word for it. Don't just listen to me just because you didn't hear me say something or that was on time for you a time before. You got to continuously be checking. Anava Hadassah, Shabbat Shalom. Jeremiah 23, verse 19 says, behold, a whirlwind of the Most High has gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Most High shall not return until he have executed, and till he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfect. When he's sending that storm through and it turn everything up, feel like you going through it, you're going to consider it. Verse 21 says, I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. So this telling us, everybody who picking up this book is not somebody who the Most High told to do that. It's not somebody who the Father ordained to do that. These folks took it upon themselves and said, you know what? I'm finna tell them that the Most High said this, and you lying. That's wicked. Anytime, really, if the Most High sending the word to real prophets and prophetesses, Glenda Davis, Shabbat Shalom. You gonna have that time. If you're not seasoned within it, when he's sending the word to you, you gonna be like, Father, is this right? You're gonna ask him again. You're gonna pull one of them Gideon moves. If this you telling me that you're gonna deliver Israel by my hand, then let the ground around the fleece be wet, but let the fleece be dry. And then the day come and he see that. Father, don't be hot with me. One more time. Look, if you really telling me to do this, let the ground be dry, but let only the fleece be soaking wet. And he show you that. That's how it go in a lot of cases. All right, but the book tell us, Jeremiah 23, I'm going to hit that again, verse 21. The Most High said, I have not sent these prophets. He ain't sent these prophets. Everybody you seeing on YouTube, he ain't sent these folks. A lot of these folks out on the corner street preaching, he didn't send them folks. The people that's making the music, the ones that's coming around, you know, trying to be the health gurus and all this other stuff. He didn't send them. And we got to be mindful of that. He said, I have not spoken. He ain't said a word to these folk, but they around here prophesying, prophesying. Speaking over your life, telling you, well, he said this and this was going to happen, and this is what you need to do. Might finna have you looking like a real crash dummy. Finna have your whole life offset. Not only you, but your family with you. So we got to be fasting and praying and asking, Father, who is this? You get a word, you got to go ask the Most High. Father, if you ain't going to speak to me, you know, and show me in a vision, increase my awareness so that I can see real time who this person is. And if it's lining up with what you said. Oftentimes when the Most High got a word for somebody, that person already know. They already expecting it. So when the Father have you relate the message to them, they like, man, it's confirmation. Some people, they might fight it because they don't like it. That we don't like correction. We want everything to flow smoothly. But if you got somebody who, when they teaching and every time they talking is smooth, everything they say, you love it, you ain't never had a problem with them. That you got to watch them now. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like I just made a post, what season you in? And I'm telling these folks, like, listen, yeah, I'm humble, but it's a point in a time, the seasons change. If you ain't heard this before, I'm gonna say it again. If it was winter, you're changing. I'm try plugging into your, I'll move it closer to it. I'm right next to the router, so I don't understand. Forgive me, or be patient with it. If we buffering or breaking up badly, who knows? The prince of the air. But the so-called pastor, brothers and sisters, then he didn't hawked up, and he got mucus in his spit in his hand, and wiped it on the man's face. And within his explanation, he say Christ was trying to give the blind man his DNA. You ain't Christ, man. What is wrong with these folks, man? You not Christ, and that ain't how he gonna give you his DNA. What the world might need for you? Come on, man. But let's get back to the scriptures. Jeremiah 23, verse 21 again. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. Have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Am I a power at hand, saith the Most High, and not a power far? So the Most High ain't easily accessible like that. So there's something else. When you got people steady, they continue, they always got a word. Man, the Most High ain't speaking to you like that. The Most High don't speak to people like that. He's a power far off. He'll been and gave you a word that you won't see it come to manifest till 14 years later. You won't see that thing come to fruition till a year later. How do I know this? Because I'm reading the book. All right. All praise to the Most High. Verse 24 says, can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? Saith the Most High. Do not I feel heaven and earth, saith the Most High? Verse 25, I have heard what the prophets said. They prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. All right, so in this case, brothers, so we seeing the Most High letting us know, like, they'll try to stamp it with the Most High. And some people get swindled like that. The Most High said, that's all they need to hear. No, go back and check. Who sent you? Who sent the prophet? Who sent these prophetess? Let me see if they line up with the book. Continuing on. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. So they're not giving you a word because they want to see you, get closer to the Most High. These folks full of themselves. A lot of the people that come on teaching over the YouTube, these folks, they want to hear themselves talk. They don't care about your soul. The whole goal with me is to touch somebody and get them closer to the Most High. Save souls, man. Let souls be saved. So my fishing rod is different. Saying that to say that some people got a problem with the way the music come out. I'm not going to really put scriptures in every song like that. Why? Because he said the ones that's already, they have no need of a physician, the ones who made whole. So the target is the ones who sick. So how can I meet them where they at? I might have to use a little lingo like them. You might have to use a little lingo like them. But then you get people on the sideline that'll condemn you for that, and then that's how you know. You're not really for the people. Who sent you? What you really on? What's your real motive? Because we supposed to be out here trying to gather the lost sheep. Continuing on, verse 27, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. So we see here it's a thing about being self-gratified. Folks ain't trying to relate no word from the Most High to you for you to actually obey him. They want to be able to say, yeah, I told him what the Most High said. Look at me, I know. Verse 28, the prophet that have a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that have my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chapter of the week, saith the Most High? It's not my word like as a fire, saith the Most High, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. Why is he saying this? Because when he do send a word, if you got somebody that's coming to you saying that they connected to the Father, they got a word from the Father for you, and every time they come to you, it's something good, they can't be linked in with the Father. He said his word like fire and a hammer. So sometimes when they come with a word for you, because he care about you, listen, it's going to be something that's going to shake you. It's going to be something that's going to make you mad. It's going to burn you up. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be hurt. It's going to make you go back to the drawing board to be convicted. You're going to feel that in your spirit like, man. But again, like I was saying earlier, when he sends somebody with a word, it's not going to be amiss. When he sends you to tell somebody something, it's going to be a comfort. They're going to say, man, I was just dealing with that. I just thought about that. Or if they don't say, they'll keep it in. I give you a story. So, in this case, my mama tell me she got a word for me from the Most High. Okay. Cool. And the mission was go to the mall, right? And it was going to be a young man in there with a red and yellow shirt on, or he's going to have some red and yellow on. Okay. Give this to him. Tell him his grandma going to be all right. So I'm letting y'all in. This is how it goes. So I get up. I feel like I'm late because I come late. You know what I mean? Because it was a paper I had to get. We had made these flyers that said, you know, come back to the Most High. Had a picture of a lion on it. You know what I mean? Repent. Let's keep the commandments and the faith. We the people. So I feel like I'm too late. I'm like, man, I didn't show it up late. Like, nah, I still go up there. Get the paper, right? The flyer. Go up to the mall. The mall empty. The mall is empty this particular day. So I'm walking through the mall, and I'm looking around. I spot this one guy, red and yellow. I'm like, okay, I don't know though. Let me make sure ain't nobody else in here. The mall empty though. I walk to one end, walk to the other, walk towards the front where they selling the wings at. I'm in Southland Mall, if anybody know. So I go over by the cookie factory. Nobody. So I see the young man. I walk up to him because he didn't went in the store. Walk up to him, give him the paper. Hey, the Most High said that your grandma gonna be all right. He looked at me and said, okay. Now, that might not mean nothing to nobody, but understand this: if somebody come to me saying my grandma gonna be okay, And I'm like, man, I don't know what you talking about. That's the response you're gonna get. That's just one of the situations though. Ahaba, Shabbat Shalom said, very dangerous to do. Abba sent out the every prophets in the ancient day do not teach if you are not commanded to do so. Okay, I get it. Don't teach if you're not commanded. But yeah, so brothers and sisters, I'm saying that to say he ain't gonna send you on no dummy mission. When he sent Jonah to Nineveh, the people knew that they needed to repent. That's why the response was what it was. Said from the greatest to the least of them, they fasted. When he send you out to give somebody a word, they gonna know. These folk gonna know what you talking about. It ain't gonna be nothing far-fetched or strange. If you don't believe that, you don't feel it, hey, salute to you, go your way. The word ain't for everybody. Continuing on though, verse 28, 30. It says, therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Most High, that steal my words, everyone from his neighbor. Let me stop again. I'm gonna give you one more story. Okay, I forget where we coming from. Me and Pop pull up, we hop out the truck. By the time I get around to the front of the truck, Pop said, did he tell you? I'm counting through it. Did who tell me what? The Most High. I'm like, okay, what? Nah, he ain't tell me. What? You finna go through some fire. I'm like, okay, whoa, okay, somebody go through some fire. Yeah, you gonna fall out with some people. I don't know who it is. He like, it could even be me. He said, but when it happened, stay strong, get up. You know what I'm saying? Understand that they gonna always shoot for you. But you dust yourself off and keep going. That's what he tell me. Now, after he tell me this, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it so long that I stopped looking for it. And then it happened. All right. And this said, yep, we have many stories like that when you in the spirit, indeed. Kmon, shalom, Shabbat shalom, sis. We in Jeremiah 23, verse 31 again. It says, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Most High, that use their tongues and say, he saith. 32, behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Most High, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their likeness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Most High. All right, so he telling us about, the ones that he said this, the Most High said this. I had a dream, I had a vision of this. Make sure that vision and dream is from the Most High. Matter of fact, on it, let's go to the dreamer. Genesis 45. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to Genesis 45, saints. Genesis 45. The dreamer, Uncle Joseph. I love him. One of my favorite ancestors. All right, so we understand. I just give a little, the context of everything that went on up to the point. Joseph was born. He was born with a different purpose other than his brothers. Said, in a sense, it was like, Jacob took more close to him, took hold of him, was a little more close to him because he loved Rachel. Joseph had dreams. The Most High gave him visions. He had a vision of seeing his brothers bowing down to him, even the sun and the moon and the stars, even his pops. The brothers didn't like that. They end up selling him into slavery. He come into Egypt. I served under Potiphar, which was one of the commanders under Pharaoh. Pharaoh being the king of Egypt. Served in Potiphar's house. Was wise. He stood out. You know what I mean? Potiphar's wife liked Joseph. Said he's so handsome. Tried to get him to commit adultery with him. He wasn't going. She lied on him. He went to prison behind him. Stayed in prison. Told the vision of these two men. One was a baker. One was a cupbearer. Um, told the one who made it out. One of the visions came out that one of them was going to be hung. The other one was going to be restored back to his position for Pharaoh, the cupbearer. Told him, when you go to Pharaoh, tell him about me. Tell him remember me. Forgot about it. Pharaoh had a dream. He interpreted that, became a vice regent, which was only second and under Pharaoh. So he was the king of Egypt. A Hebrew was the king of Egypt. Now, from that, a famine happened. His brothers come. Now let's go to 45. That's just the backstory. Genesis 45. Let's see where I want to start at. Uh, They didn't know he was their brother. They couldn't tell he was their brother. So I'm gonna start with one. Let me start with Genesis 45 1, saints. It says, then Joseph could not refrain himself before all of them that stood by him. And he cried, because every man to go out from me will cause every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians and the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Doth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Verse 5. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me hither. Here we go. For the Most High did send me before you to preserve life. So the whole situation, Joseph was sent into somebody let me know in the comments. I do not. Seeing the screen. Still breaking up. Is the audio good? Can you still hear me though? I know the picture out with the picture back. I'm breaking up, but is the audio good? Okay, appreciate that, Queen Teens and Yanika. All praise to the Most High. Shabbat Shalom, Weezy. All praise to the Most. Okay. Verse 7 says, and the Most High sent me before you to preserve you of posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So this is something else, brothers and sisters. In the case where the Most High sent us, it don't always feel good either. Satan Yeshaya rebuke you. He never don't want it to happen. It's all good. I pray who need to be fed, they get fed how they need to, despite the buffering and all the technical issues right now. I don't know. I'm right by the router. You can see it right there. They go to router. So I don't know. But we see here, family, Genesis 45. Therefore be not grieved. Verse 5. Now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourself that ye sold me hither. For the Most High did send me before you to preserve life. Now that's the point I was gonna make. Sometimes, even though a person might seem like Satan sent them, because it don't feel good, you know what I mean? The things that they do and how they operate with you or against you. Sometimes that person who comes in a manner that's adverse to you is still from the Most High. And for example, his brother sold him. That didn't feel good. I'm sure that hurt him. All right, that didn't feel good. It was, they came in a manner what you would say, man, Satan sent y'all. Satan made y'all sell me into slavery. I'm sure that's how he probably felt. All right, but that was ordained and by the Most High. So again, brothers, sometimes who sent you, even though it's not something favorable to us, it's from the Most High for the betterment of everybody, for preservation of everybody. Now let's go to Numbers 13. Numbers 13. You folks don't want that word to go out. It's all good. Either that or, it could be something I'm doing wrong. I don't know. They will not prosper. Yeah. All right, we in Numbers 13, Salaki. Numbers 13 and 1, family. It says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, send thou men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their father shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them. Verse 3. And Moses, by the commandment of the Most High, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. So we're going into the fact that when the spies were sent to go espy the land, they didn't just go on a court just to go. The Most High said, hey, send somebody through there, to kind of see what the land look like, see if it's fit, see if it's good for y'all to go through. And that's what happened. Now, so you got spies on that term for good, but let's go to Galatians. Let's go to Galatians chapter 2. Indeed, our ways not his ways, our thoughts are not his thoughts. We don't always like what he's doing, but it's for a purpose. Indeed. Newborns, Shabbat Shalom, Augmented. Peace and blessing to you and the family. I feel that way today. That's why I asked you, Peter, you keep the new moon. I don't feel like I'm ready to tell the world what I know. Take time, marinate on it, meditate on it. Look for the green light from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? As far as me keeping a new moon, I have, but I got to study some more on it. I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand everything, but those things that he do reveal to me and I understand, you hear me talk about it. Let's see, Galatians 2, saints. Galatians chapter 2. Who sent you? The Most High told Moses to send them spies through Canaan. That was at the beckoning of the Creator. Send the spies. But no, y'all praise to the Most High. Galatians chapter 2. I'm going to start with verse 1. Galatians chapter 2, verse 1 says, then 14 years after, I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas and took Titus with me also. And I went up by revelation. Keep that in mind. We're going to get some on that. We talked about, the prophets who saying that they had dreams and all that. Many times they say they got revelation. They got a download. They got this, so on and so forth. We said, I went up by revelation and communicated unto them that gospel which I preach among the Gentiles, but privately to them which were of reputation, lest by any means I should run or had run in vain. Verse 3. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. Verse 4. And that because of false brethren, unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty, which we have in Christ Yeshua, that they might bring us into bondage. See, right there, brothers, it's showing us. It's showing us that you got people to creep in, and when they come around, they just come in to spy. So who sent them? The adversary. They're not coming around you to build with you. You will have people to come to your house, sit at your table, eat your food, and while they at your house, at your table, eating your food, they'll be talking about you. They'll come to you in their head, they'll say, you a devil. They'll feel like you a devil or against the Most High, still come to your house and eat food at your house and them considering you to be a devil. Who sent you? Because anybody who really rocking with the Most High, if I think you a devil, I'm not coming to your house. If I think you a devil, I'm not eating your food. So who sent you? The real, what we learned earlier, these devils be talking backwards, man. They'll call you what they is. Living by the way. Shabbat Shalom. All right, I got a different one for that too. I like the other one. We're going to get it talking about the spy. But said that he went up by revelation. So now let's go to Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus 34. Went up by revelation. So again, we talked about who sent you, who sent that word to you. Was that from the Most High? Who sent you, period? You know what I'm saying? To this location, as we saw, he gave Jonah what to say and where to go say it. But in other cases, some have dreams and visions. This is true. Brothers and sisters really be having dreams and visions from the Most High. All right, but everybody ain't getting dreams and visions from the Most High. All right, so if you got the Red Apocrypha, page 91, we're going to start with verse 1. Help us, O Holy. Sirach 34:1 says, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind. So you can't catch a shadow. You follow, you chasing the wind, listen, you will never catch it. Verse 3 says, the vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. Verse 4, of an unclean thing what can be cleansed? And from that thing which is false, what truth can come? Verse 5, we get into it. Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail. Verse 6, now here we is. Highlight this one. It's not telling us not to mind dreams, because remember, we just came from the dreamer. We just came from Joseph. It says, if they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them. All right, because when he sent that vision, it's going to be in season. Like I said earlier, it's going to be in season for somebody. It's going to be in season for you. Sometimes the vision that you have ain't even for somebody else. Even though you might see somebody else, it's really for you. All right. So I'm going to read that again. Verse 5. Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them. For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them. Verse 8. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. So we know that the word is going to be true all the time. You know, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but as I said, it's not my job to appease you. We know the book say prophecy is going to fail. You know what I'm saying? Interpretation is going to fail. All right, but the word of the Most High is going to be solid all the time. All right, let's move on. Let's go to let's see. Oh, let me continue that. Yeah, let's lead into the next thing. Yeah. So like verse 8, just read the verse 9. It says, a man that have traveled know of many things, and he that have much experience will declare wisdom. He that have no experience know of little, but he that have traveled is full of prudence. All right, so now we're going here because, again, who sent you? Who sent you to go to this place or that place? Some people, they going out, they going to the Holy Land, to these different location sites, and it's good. All praise to the Most High. We want to link in with our heritage and, see where we were, our ancestors, so on and so forth. But some of these people, they only going to put on a show. So who sent you? Who sent you there? Again, Jonah was told where to go, and he was told why to go. So then you get some of the people who feel like they travel and they gain knowledge. Then they start feeling like they're above people. You less than them because you ain't been here. Don't forget that a traveling man is also a term used by the Masons. You might come around like once before we in the hood, before, matter of fact, this was at the waking up of me finding out about the industry. The guy come in, one of the other artists who I know, his manager, he come in the house and I'm a traveling man. And I hear him, I'm like, okay, I know what he's talking about. But he said again, I'm a traveling man. If that mean anything to anybody. Letting you know he's a Mason. He's Masonic. All right? Saying that to say, who sent them? You talking about you a Mason. If you on right now, you talking about you a Mason. You got the secret knowledge. If this is the knowledge that's going to benefit humanity and mankind, and it's so right, why keep it a secret? Why make it a secret? Why not put it out? Why you got to go through all these different lodges and, you want to have to go through these different rituals and rites in order to be considered or to find and gain that knowledge? That's how you know it's not of the Most High. It wasn't sent from the Most High. All right, but we continuing on. Verse 11, when I traveled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. All right. So who sent you there? You got some people that just going and feeling like, well, the Most High want me to go to this congregation. He want me to go to this body. He want me to visit this person. He want me to go over their house. He want me to go over their house too. The Most High ain't finna have you going all around like that. Why? Because we understand the book say that Satan got children out here too. So he won't have you going to any and everybody's house, going to fellowship with any and everybody where spirits transfer. You got to be guarding your spirit. Who sent you? Who told you to go there? Now you wondering why you got this headache. You feeling sick. Now you wonder why you and your wife keep arguing. You and your husband keep arguing. You wonder why your children acting up the way they acting up. Because these folks' children got spirits on them, and they done brought them and put them on your child. The war real, man. Let's go to Sirach 11. Furthering that thought, expanding on it. Going here and there. Sirach 11:29. Yeah. Page 77 in the Red Apocrypha. And it reads, brothers and sisters, it says, bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man have many trains. The deceitful person, they here and there. They really can't sit still. All right? But a wise person, their feet gonna abide in their house. They ain't gonna always be in motion like that. The deceitful man everywhere. He in everybody's house. He bouncing around every congregation. She bouncing around every congregation. You gotta be careful. Who sent you? What you coming for? You a spy? You trying to see what's going on? What happened? Let's go to Isaiah 52. All praise to the Most High. Said they spoke the Queen Team, Proverbs 31. All praise to the Most High. May he be glorified. Let no flesh be glorified in his sight. Isaiah 52 and 7 says, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy power reigneth. Now this is important because when the Most High send, he ain't always going to send bad news. He got people out here sending you the good news, the good tidings, letting you know you got a chance to get in there. It ain't too late for you. You know what I'm saying? So those people, we got to be mindful of that too. All right, but let's go to Revelation. Revelation chapter 12. The good tidings, we know that they bring that. Revelation 12, though. If you haven't smashed the like button or the dislike button, I know it's antagonists out there. I know. It's all good. Revelation 12, verse 9. And it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Now, why are we here? Because we just read it, Isaiah 52 and 7. Bless these people who publish the good tidings. You ain't gonna always have this person trying to beat you off your head and condemning you. So when they coming around with a spirit and they always got something to accuse you of, you see whose spirit that is, right? Understand who that is. You see who sent them then. The accuser, the old serpent, Satan, the devil. That's what we're going about. Understand that, brothers and sisters. So then we talked about wisdom. Let's get into that a little bit. Let's go to Matthew 16. I talked about nobody being immune from, you know what I'm saying, being used by the accuser. Some people don't believe. But if you believe this word, you will see. We in Matthew 16. I'm going to start with 13, showing you another reason why the book is telling us, try the spirit by the spirit. Who sent you? That question don't just come today. It don't just come, in the evening time. Some, people go through things. People change. Well, I ain't gonna say they change, but different circumstances bring out what's already inside. Matthew 16, verse 13. It says, when the Messiah came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living power. And the Messiah answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. So understand, he didn't pose this question to him, who y'all say I am? He answered, he said, man, you can't know that within yourself. The Father in heaven gave you that revelation. He gave you that understanding. Verse 18, and I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yeshua HaMashiach. All right, so we're going to keep it reading. We're going to keep the continuation. Verse 21 says, for from that time forth began the Messiah to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Watch this, verse 22. Then Peter, the same Peter who the Messiah just told him, the Father told you that. It's the same Peter. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Master, this shall not be unto thee. 23. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of the Most High, but those that be of men. So I'm showing right here, brothers and sisters, that Peter was just on point, but it changed. Now Satan talking through this man. Why? Because his emotions saying, "No, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to be killed. I don't want nothing to happen to you." But this is the mission that was given. This is the cup that he got to drink. This is the cup that you was given. Somebody might be trying to tell you, "Hey, you don't got to do that. You don't take all that. Don't do it, man. You don't put yourself through that." But the Most High said, acceptable men got to go through that furnace of adversity. You got to go through it. Ain't no way around it. So who sent you? So the question is, yeah, he sent you yesterday. You was on point. He sent you earlier. You was on point. You was in the spirit. But is this still the Most High? Is this still the Holy Spirit operating through you and with you right now? That's the question that got to be posed. Let's go to Sirach 1. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verse 1. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verse 1. Page 71 in the Red Apocrypha. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, what we're going to do, while y'all hold it, let me show you something else. So, early within the awakening for myself, we had this video with this old Edomite, with his old Gentile. He was talking about them putting signs of the plan and everything that they was gonna do, putting it in movies and clothes and music. You will see it in advertising for food, so on and so forth. So if you haven't seen it, I want y'all to see this here. This from a game that was created in 2005 called Area 51. Listen to what they put in this game.
Some have called our plans a Luciferian conspiracy, but they will not say such things after the coming of the new guard. They will hold their tongues, not because they have had a change of heart, but because they will already have rotted out from the inside. The chips we've implanted in the majority of the population under the guise of vaccinations allow us to watch the watchers. Now, how could anyone say the pact was a bad thing?
Y'all hear that, brothers and sisters? This 2005. Dude said they not gonna reject Satan, this new God that they mentioning in this game. So they're not gonna reject him, not because they had a change of heart. He said not because they're gonna rot out from the inside, from the chips that we put into them under the guise of this injection. This way in 2005, brothers and sisters. Sirach 5 and 15. Be aware. All right. What I will try to do so that y'all can have it, put those links to these videos within the description or either in the comments. Davion, Shalom. Yo, 2005. All right. So we back in Sirach though. Sirach chapter 1, verse 1 says, all wisdom cometh from the Most High and is with him forever. All wisdom come from the Most High, right? All right, but we got to see who sent this wisdom, because let's go to James. The book tells us all wisdom comes from the Most High. But we got to understand that there is a different type of wisdom in certain cases. James chapter 3. The book of James chapter 3, brothers and sisters. Verse 13. And it reads, who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. So you got a different type of wisdom that's earthly, sensual, and devilish. Is not from the Most High. Who sent you? Who sent this wisdom? So sometimes the people hear things that tickle their ears, and it's philosophy. Sometimes it sounds good, it makes sense, but it's ungodly though. At the root of it, it don't got nothing to do with the Messiah. It ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. It didn't come from the Holy Spirit. Rewalk. I said, this wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. Verse 16, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. All right. So showing that, man, that true wisdom, it got a whole different frequency. It's a whole different vibration to it when you get it. Let's go to Sirach 19. They're trying to cover the bases on that. Sirach 19, verse 22. Page 81 in the Red Apocrypha, and it reads, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. So the Most High letting us know. It's a differentiation between these, what wisdom is. It's a certain way that when it's from the Most High, you're gonna get it. You're gonna what it's gonna be. You're gonna be able to tell. But when you got people who smart, but they evil, the evil scientists, the mad scientists, and all that, what they talking about, it ain't wisdom. The stuff that Elon Musk be talking, that ain't real wisdom. Can't even think of the guy's name, but he always be talking about aliens and stuff too. That ain't wisdom. What dude kicking out, man? It ain't lead nobody back to the Most High. Let me see. Let's go with 1 Kings. 1 Kings 22. So we're gonna be in the book a minute. 1 Kings 22, brothers and sisters. Actual Israel. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let's go to 1 Kings 22. Who sent you? Who sent you, man? Like I done said, I done asked some people. Somebody told me, they told me out their mouth Satan sent them. I'm like, oh man. Okay, thank you, Father, for letting it be real, not leaving me in the dark about it. All right. So we're in 1 Kings 22. I'm going to start with 1. We're going to eat today. It says, and they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said unto his servants, know ye that Ramoth and Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria? Don't you know we got some land out there, man, that belong to us? We need to go get that. Verse 4. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Most High today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together. Pay attention now. About 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Most High shall deliver it into the hand of the king. So these 400 prophets telling the king, yeah, go ahead, you go to war, the Most High with you. Verse 7, and Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Most High besides, that we might inquire of him? So when we reading this with understanding, brothers and sisters, these men understand. You mean to tell me out of 400 people, out of 400 prophets, they all agreeing? Something is off. We gotta double check this thing. Verse 8. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Most High. But I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. So there's something else when you got people who come with a word from the Most High. Some people don't want to deal with you because you're going to tell them the truth. You're not appeasing them. You're not going to tell them the smooth thing. You rebuking them sharply and telling them what it really is and how it's really going to go with them according to the Most High. So they hate you. They'll hate you for not, being buddy with them. Continuing on, let's see, verse 9. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, hasten hither Micaiah the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each on his throne, having put on their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah the son of Kenana made him horns of iron, and he said, thus saith the Most High, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. This man is lying. Continue with the story. Watch this. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Most High shall deliver it into the king's hand. And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. Verse 14, and Micaiah said, as the Most High liveth, what the Most High saith unto me, that will I speak. I'm going to say what the Most High tell me to say, whether it's good or evil. Verse 15, so he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Most High shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Most High? The king know that this man flies. He like, man, I know you, that ain't what the real word is. He understand it. Stop being sarcastic. Verse 17, and he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Most High said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Most High. I saw the Most High sitting on his throne. Listen to this, family. And all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And the Most High said, who shall persuade Ahab or Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. So the prophet Micaiah, he said he done had a vision where he see the Most High on his throne. He got the heavenly hosts all on him on his right and on his left. He got angels. He got these spirits around. And he say to them, man, which one of y'all going to do my bidding to cause Ahab to go to Ramoth Gilead and be killed? Verse 21, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Most High and said, I will persuade him. And the Most High said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. So this spirit said he going to be a lying spirit within the mouth of all of these 400 men. So now we got the one who sent you. You know what I'm saying? Understand what did the Most High, some of the stuff that the Most High said, listen, like what we talked about with Joseph's case. You got to understand, we got to be able to discern who sent these people and what's being sent. Where is this wisdom coming from? Where is this dream coming from? Who gave you this word that you speaking? Verse 23, now therefore, behold, the Most High put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Most High spoken evil concerning thee. All right, their word coming ain't gonna always be good. But Zedekiah, the son of Canaan, went near and smote Micaiah on the cheek. So because you speaking the truth, he done fired on him. Man, shut your mouth, man. You speaking something evil. We want to hear the smooth things. Which way went the spirit of the Most High from me to speak unto thee? And Micaiah said, behold, thou shalt see in that day when thou shalt go into an inner chamber to hide thyself. And the king of Israel said, take Micaiah and carry him back unto Ammon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, the king's son, and say, thus saith the king, put this fellow in the prison and feed him with bread of affliction and with water of affliction until I come in peace. And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in peace, the Most High have not spoken by me. And he said, hearken, O people, every one of you. So he tell him, look, man, if you come back in peace in any manner, man, I'm a false prophet. But when you read on, the Most High cut that man off, cut Ahab off through this. All right, but we see that the word that was sent from the Most High, in this case, it wasn't a feel-good message. Let's go to Hebrews 4. Hebrews 4. We almost finished. I pray that thus far, I pray the message been edifying. I pray that it is on time. I pray that it takes root in all of us. Even as I teach it, I learn. All right. Hebrews 4, verse 12, which reads, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So the word gonna help us to find out, who are you? Who sent you? Just like I tell my children, I tell people all the time anyhow, when somebody come around in my head, I'm asking the Most High, is this your son, Father? Is this your daughter? Who sent this person? Did you send them or did the adversary send them? All right. Our actual Israel said it just confirmed the Most High is always in control, whether in good or evil. Indeed. Indeed. But here we reading that the word, the Most High's word, is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. You know what I mean? Talk that scripture, operate in that scripture, execute that scripture, those scriptures, what you read, practice those things. And you'll come to find out that when they not from the Most High, it's gonna rub them wrong. Even if they try to cleave to you, and they not sent from them, they can only do that for so long. After a while, they gonna move away. They gonna disappear because it's genuine in you, but it's not genuine in them. So then a separation will come. And all praise to the Most High for that. Let's go to Proverbs 5. Proverbs chapter 5. Proverbs chapter 5, saints. Indeed. So we talked about how do we discern the differences between who sent who. Proverbs 5:1 says, "My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge." Let me see something. Okay. So as we just read in bow down thy ear to my Most High, get of the understanding thereof. And the perfection of the fear of the Most High is wisdom. So we won't understand it. We got to obey the Most High. We got to abide in His commandments. All right. So when he's saying in verse 1 here in Proverbs 5:1, operate in Him. That's gonna be our shield. That's gonna protect us. That's gonna keep us. That's how we open ourselves up to be a vessel where He'll pour in more and more wisdom when we doing what He say. When we lining ourselves up with Him. All right. Proverbs 5:3 though. For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. So this woman got game. You know what I'm saying? This strange woman, she talking sweet, brother. She saying some stuff getting in your head, getting in your spirit. But who sent her? I said, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. So this woman, even though she's speaking all sweet and smooth, man, this woman is on the road to hell, man. Verse 6, lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. So it's telling us this woman smooth talking and all this, but also you ain't gonna be able to tell when she going to come. You ain't gonna be able to decipher or discern who this woman is, unless you holding fast to what the Most High said. Verse 7, hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. All right, which it goes further to talk about the other things, but summarizing is telling us when we keep the commandments, you're going to have the discernment. That woman ain't going to be able to overtake you with the smooth talking. You're going to be able to pinpoint the actions of the woman and say, oh, no, you ain't of the Most High. Same thing for a sister with a brother. It got to come back to the book. Let's go to Luke 4, though. Luke chapter 4. Which it was many more verses we could have used within this particular message. Read St. John 17. But we're going to go with Luke 4. Luke chapter 4. Yeah. Verse 1. Luke 4, verse 1. And it says, and the Messiah, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command this stone that it be made bread. And the Messiah answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. All right, so we looking at the tactics of the enemy too. How he coming. He coming in a way to try to tell you, he wants you to show him, hey, work this miracle right here. And he said, listen, man, no, I don't got to eat. I'm fasting. I didn't set out to fast, and you trying to break my fast. He said, no, man. Man can't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out the mouth of the Most High. Verse 5, and the devil, taking him up into an high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. Letting you know. Job 9:24, 9 and 25. Said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So he has the authority to give it. So these people selling their souls and all of this, they selling their soul to this same devil right here. He got the power to put them on it and put them in front of the camera, have them traveling in the world and have them all famous. But they sold their soul for their brothers and sisters. Verse 7, if thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. And Yeshua answered and said unto him, get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Most High thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Now look at how the Messiah keep responding. It's written. He telling them what the book say. Verse 9, and he brought him to Jerusalem and set him on a pinnacle of the temple and said unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down from hence. For it is written. Now the devil trying to come with scriptures. Now the adversary, he can use the word too. He using the scripture, aka, or what we mentioned earlier, forget who made the comment, the pastor, with the spit. All right. There's many other these Sunday pastors, these Sunday church teachers, Baptists and everything else. If they're not telling the people to keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith in the Mashiach, and that we need to be sealed with the Holy Spirit, then they're not teaching the people properly. They lying to the people and giving them what they want to hear, scattering the flock of his pasture. Said, woe unto you pastors that do that. All right. Verse 11. No, verse 10. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And the Messiah answering said unto him, it is said, thou shalt not tempt the Most High thy power. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season. Only for a season, brothers. So understand it. When we say who sent you, when we figure out who sent these people, you gotta understand he's gonna come back again. Same devil, different host to use. He's gonna come with a different tactic. The tactic that he come with, he might come in front of you with a bow. He might come trying to give you something, trying to give you some glory, some fame, give you the promotion. All promotion ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of that. I pray that the word was edifying. I pray that it was on time for y'all. I pray that it strengthened y'all indeed. Questions, comments, and concerns before we close out. Questions, comments, and concerns before we close out. If you didn't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. Comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you'll have the the notifications anytime, it be whether it be a message for Shabbat or through the week or some music or anything. I do appreciate the support. I appreciate y'all's patience and time sitting. But it really is not for me to appreciate. It's for the Most High glory. Nita Brown, Shalom. I'm glad you posted it too, because by their fruits we shall know them. Indeed. By their fruits we'll know them. We got to be watchful for that. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we close out? One love, Nita. All right. If you don't have any questions at the moment, but you think of something through the week, here is the email to send it to. Those who have email, give me a moment of time because I want to answer right. I do recall it was a question pertaining to basically like administrative medicines and so on and so forth. What I want to do is just do a lesson about it. That way, if anybody else had the same question, then we all can be edified at once. But there it is, Children of the Prophet 144gmail.com. I'm going to play this song again. And we're going to close out, Saints. Again, it's Change Mind by Lanoya. The album is not released yet, she said. It's coming out the album, Out with the Old, In with the New. Shalom, Saints.
As I look back over my life and I think of decisions I made, decisions that I made, this decision that I made was to keep His commandment, His ways, and I give Him praise. For this new mindset, I got a spiritual high. I pray you get conveyed. Heard Him knocking around to the door. He said, "Turn, I wanna know these are fire in my soul." Some things I used to do, some places I used to go, and no longer have a taste for those desires, no. And He couldn't come at a better time. Gave me a new look on life. My praises to the Most High. He done changed my life. He done changed my mind. He done changed my mind. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. I look back over my life and I think of decisions I made. This decision that I made was to keep His commandments, follow His ways, and I give Him praise. I saved me from myself. I was headed down the road, going straight to hell. And I am not ashamed to say that who I was in the past does not reflect who I'm today. See, I was a cause of a lot of pain. I was a reason for a lot of pain. Cause I didn't get paid till when the work came. But then it broke me down and built me up and moved me over. For the spirit from me, now I'm focused. On tipping toeing on the streets of gold, this how I'm rocking. Correcting my wrongs while writing my deeds while I keep doing hip vibing. Putting niggas not an option. Enduring cause there ain't no stopping. The bullseye is my topic. Eyes and ears is how He got me. Yeah. And I'm hoping that you're holding on those things I speak. Those things I speak is written for the lost sheep. I give Him praise and it amazes me how He touched my soul. Praying that He keeps me close, hold me tight and never let go. Because He changed my mind. He changed my mind. He changed my mind. Changed my mind. Changed my mind. Making decisions that I made. Making decisions that I made. Look back over my life and I think of decisions I made. This decision that I made was to keep His commandments, follow His ways, and I